Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. So, Turtle Sage here on a fine Friday evening, contemplating, the deep intricacies and mysteries of the martial arts. And I'm here today to talk about something near and dear to my heart, weapons. If you follow me for a while, you know that every other day I'm playing around with some sort of, classical weapon from martial arts, whether it be Chinese straight sword, broadsword, nunchucks, staff, or what have you. Now, that said, before you pick up a weapon, what I want to say is basically you want to master the weapon you already have, your mind and your body. One mind, one body, all weapons. There's nothing you can't do as long as you set your mind to it and let it match your fighting style. Not only that, let your weapon match your lifestyle. One of the things one of the mistakes a lot of people make is that they assume that they have to fit this mold to be an effective warrior. Quite the opposite. You basically, to be an effective warrior, you kind of let the weapon match your environment, your surroundings, what you do. And specifically what I'm talking about improvised weaponry. Now, for example, depending on what martial art you do, don't just learn the weapons and walk around unarmed, especially if you live in America. For my American viewers, but anyone really. You live anywhere, carry weapons, and if you don't want to be harassed and bothered because you're carrying around an obvious weapon, do something that allows you to, fit your mold. For example, if you can't necessarily carry around a big, like a tanto or what have you, some kind of knife, work in carpentry. You can carry a knife that you do work with. You can carry hammers, you can carry nails, a saw, a 2x4, all sorts of little nasty, surprises, a screwdriver, what have you, a drill, stab, 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 whack, whack, whack. If you work on a farm, you're going to deal with chains, you're going to deal with axes, you're going to deal with saws, sickles, you name it. Sometimes you're in a situation where you can't always carry a gun. And not that I think guns are bad. In fact, I'm a, big advocate of the Second Amendment. I think everybody has a right to defend themselves if they are of sound mind and they've gone through the proper background checks and been psychologically evaluated properly. By all means, you have a right, and you're not a criminal. If you, get through all that, by all means, if you feel like you need to defend yourself, by all means, get it. Like someone who does martial arts, the big misconception is, guns are dishonorable. Bullshit. I fight to win. I don't fight for honor. Honor's cool, but at the end, I want to go home the way I came in. So that said, I say this to say, because I work in the security field, I'm not going to go into what I do specifically, but just know that I do that. Those of you who know me already know. So with that said, I can get my hands on guns rather easily. I can get my hands on collapsible ass baton, mace. But what if you're a civilian? What if you can't? Like, okay, let's say you work in an office building. It's gonna look pretty crazy. You coming in with a big knife or a gun. People are like, oh God, he's gone postal. And likewise, they're exactly right. You're an idiot. So, a good weapon, I think, well, not really a weapon, and that's what it is an improvised weapon. A good improvised weapon would be a stainless steel ink pen. My ninjutsu teacher, Ross Saborin, over in Maplewood, him and his sons and his assistant instructor, Alvin Bryant, his sons, Garrett and Logan, they're great teachers. And I've learned so much from them. I learned a lot about improvised weaponry from them. So if you're ever in the St. Louis area, go to Heartland Ninjutsu, Enlightened Self-Defense in Maplewood. See Mr. Ross Saborin. But I digress. Basically, what you're trying to do is let your weapon match your surroundings. So like, let's say you work in an office building, again. If you have a stainless steel ink pen, you have a stabbing weapon. No one's gonna suspect you. It will not break under pressure. If you can get in close, you can hit pressure points, you can hit any point. If you stab someone with it, it's gonna hurt. There you go. Ladies, you can carry them around mace. Men, you can carry around mace. You can't get your hands on a gun. If you live in a place like California where the gun laws are very strict, or if you live in, Western Europe, like Britain, or if you live in China or Japan, can't get your hands on guns, by all means, do this. If you can't, if you can, get a knife. They have specific knife blanks that you can't carry around. You're not gonna have a machete walking around unless you're like out in the bush in, say, like Africa or something, or the Caribbean, or South America. You can basically anywhere where there's a jungle, so Southeast Asia or what have you, carry a machete around. But if you can't, you carry a stainless steel ink pen. And I say this to say, you allow the weapon to essentially match your fighting style. So if you do arts like Wing Chun, for example, or Jeet Kune Do, or any martial art where you get in close quarters, like I do ninjutsu, that's very close quarters. A stainless steel ink pen, something that involves, if you got fast hands, learn to knife. You're essentially learning to knife fight as well, because your weapon is an extension of your body. Also, for my ninjas out there, it looks like a rope, but it also doubles as a kusuri fundo, a weighted chain. Use it to strike and choke people out with. So, or do submissions and break bones. And if you're like, since this is made of rope, you can carry it anywhere. It's concealable. Doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you're an old man, this is where that hanbo comes in. It's a cane. You do tai chi, you do ninjutsu, you do bagua, you do karate. Well, I don't know about karate, but you get where I'm coming from, right? You do those martial arts that allow you to have a cane, or like aikido or whatever. Jiu-jitsu, basically tripping someone up, tying someone up with it, whacking them over the head. You have a cane fight. A towel, a wet towel, can double as a way to wrap people up if you work in the gym. That's a weapon. Towel snap somebody, wrap them up. I'm not watching. This is real time-tested stuff, so just keep that in mind when you're doing this. Let your weapon match your fighting style. Let your fighting style match your lifestyle. Martial arts is a lifestyle. So just keep that in mind. Be creative. Think outside the box. With that said, if you like what you see, like, share, and subscribe. Ring that bell like you hit that bag, like you hit your opponents when they let their guard down. With that said, Turtle Sage signing off.